Hi, I'm Brian Borell, spirit speaker, and I'm introducing this video that you're about to watch. This is from a free 2-hour presentation that I did online 2 years ago exactly, which is crazy to think. It was 2 years ago that I put this information out there. And this is an introduction to the Phoenix Vibrational Healing Alignment work that I do and the course that I teach. This version of Phoenix Vibrational Healing Alignment is my take on the coursework that was originally created and conceived by Fred Payne. And this work he entrusted with me to put out, and I sort of put my own little spin on it and have been teaching it for probably, well, it's getting close to 10 years now that I've been teaching this specific version of the work. So I would like to offer this to you as an introduction, a free introduction. If you are interested in taking the full 3-level course, it's 24 hours of online recorded video, so you can learn at your own pace. You can get all the information that you need to become certified. We will be doing in-person sessions so that you can practice, and we'll have 2 of those in January and 2 of those in February. If you're interested in joining us for that, just send me an email, text me on Facebook, and I will give you all the additional information that you need for that. But for now, please enjoy this free 2-hour introduction to Phoenix Vibrational Healing Alignment. I think you're going to like it.
So we're going to go ahead and get started today. I'm really excited to teach this class tonight. It's really an introduction to energy healing, but I can't not teach. So I'm going to be giving you new information, absolutely brand new information that literally came through this week. And I was in this place of sort of thinking about these ideas, thinking about energy healing work, what I wanted to talk about in this specific introduction. And I was going through Fred Payne's notes. Now, Fred Payne is the person who taught me Phoenix Vibrational Healing. He was the one who created the modality, who taught it to us. And I took 5 levels of the apprenticeship program, plus all his workshop classes and the preliminary classes up until that point. And what Fred taught us was how to utilize energy to shift vibrational frequencies in the body-mind field complex. And the idea behind this work was to flatline discordant energy within the body so that the body could heal itself. Okay. And as I was going through some of his notes this last week, I found this whole article on what were called sponsoring thought forms. And as I was contemplating that and reading that and sort of looking into those ideas, I started to get these downloads. And I literally woke up on, what was it, Monday morning, I think it was, Sunday or Monday, and basically got a channeled load of information about what these sponsoring thought forms are, how they affect our vibrational frequencies, and our physical health in the long run. So this sort of sparked this whole brand new modality of energy healing work that I felt would be really, really important to include in this PVH program as we have sort of developed it now. Since Fred has passed a couple years ago, we're taking his work and sort of expanding on it in a new way, in a way that's going to reach people at deeper levels. And this is what Fred was asking us to do. When he passed, he asked us to take his work forward and to allow this energy healing work to expand on itself. And so what I have found is not only are people benefiting from the original work that Fred taught, but they're also finding ways to expand it for themselves, even as they have learned it and utilized it in their own healing practices. Okay, so I use the quote under healing practices because that's one of the first things that I want to talk to you guys about, and guys and gals, and this is one of the most important things that we need to talk about when we are referring to energy work, energy healing, as it's often called. I don't even like to use the term healing because people get this idea that I'm going to blow codes at you and heal your body. Then I'm going to go, and suddenly you're just going to have this miraculous, spontaneous shift in your body and be healed. Anybody in, this is Ohio. Some of y'all might remember Ernest Angley. Who does anybody, somebody give me a chat up or a hand up here. Yes, Ernest Angley. He would go up to some, you are healed. And I think he had a Southern accent or something. He'd bang him on the head and people would fall over. This idea of healing as it has been interpreted, got to let a couple more people in here. This idea of healing, as we have sort of seen it or interpreted it through our lives, is something that people think that they receive. I received a healing. I'm going to give you a healing. Healings cannot be received. Healings cannot be given. Healings are not bestowed upon you by the great almighty creator. God is sitting up there, like Santa Claus with a naughty list and a good list. This person's been good enough. Let me throw a healing at them. Prayers coming in from 52 people in the north. Got to heal that person. Boom, they deserve a healing. This poor dude on the corner's only got one person praying for him. I don't think we'll heal that guy. I listen to that. How crazy does that sound? And yet that is what many people believe healing is. Well, if we can get enough people to pray for old Aunt Maisie, she's going to make it through this surgery. Okay. Now there is something to it, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, but it isn't like this power of prayer is physically doing something to the body and making something shift. Okay? There is something to the power of prayer, but it's not healing. Healing is not bestowed upon you. It is not given to you. It is not a gift. It is not something that anyone can do for you. And yet we call all of these different modalities healings. We've got Reiki healing, we got energy healing, all that buzzword, because everybody wants to hear that. Everybody wants to feel, yes, I need a healing. I've got this ache in my knee, my back. Oh, my back. I got to have a healing. And I'm not making fun of anybody's ailments. I've got ailments too. But it's this concept that a healing is going to be done to somebody. And so then this is really exciting. Somebody says energy healing, and you're like, oh, wow, that's so exciting. Somebody's going to lay their hands on me and instantly whatever I have going on is going to go away. Possible. It happens. Miracles happen. But does that mean you're being healed by this person, that person, whatever? What is a healing? Who or what does a healing? Is the energy doing the healing? Does a drug do the healing? You pop those pills, it does something to your body. Are the pills doing the healing? No. Okay, here's a really good example. I'm going to go accidentally break my arm. Not going to do that. Cancel. Let's say I do break my arm. And I go and I get a cast, is the cast healing my arm? Is the cast healing my arm? No one is going to say yes. No one is going to say yes to that question. But is everybody going to go to the doctor and get their arm put in a cast if it breaks? Yes. Most people are. Most people aren't going to sit their arm on the table and go, you are healed, broken arm. People don't like when I say this stuff. People get real upset because they believe in the power of prayer. They believe in the power of energy. They believe in the power of healing. I do too, but I don't call it something that it's not. So let's talk about this broken arm. What is happening when you take your arm into the ER? The emergency personnel are taking your arm and they're doing what? They're setting it. Now, I know nothing about this. I am not a doctor. I'm not a physician. I'm not a biologist. I know nothing about how any of this works. I just know basic knowledge and understanding like y'all do. So they set the arm for the purpose of creating an environment with which the body can then heal itself. Ding, 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 ding. Did that make any bells ring for you all? What you're doing in any healing work, whether it's vibrational, whether it's physical, whether it's a drug, whether it's a surgery, whatever it is that you're doing, is you're manipulating the environment in the body in a way that it can then physically heal itself. Are you getting? This is huge. This is the most important thing I will say tonight. You are not healed by anyone. The doctor's not healing you. The drug is not healing you. The cast is not healing you. You are healing you. This physical body is healing itself. What? Yes. Constantly, day in and day out, we are healing our own bodies. So what does that even mean? What it means is we are moving from a state of unwanted or distress or dis-ease to a state of wanted or peace or calm or satisfaction or health in the physical body. So our only job as energy healing workers and as people receiving a healing is to create the perfect environment for the body to heal itself. Whatever that is. One of the first things, and people don't like this either, one of the first things I will ask people when they come to me with a physical issue, because I already said before, I'm not a physician, I'm not a doctor, I know nothing. I'm not even a nutritionist. Look at this big belly. I'm not even a nutritionist. I am just an energy worker and a spiritual leader, guider. So when somebody comes to me and they have a health issue, the first question I ask them is, have you been to a doctor? And they look at me like, no, that's why I'm asking you. And I'm like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physician. This is not my expertise. I do not know how to put your arm in a cast. If you broke your arm, you're not calling your friendly neighborhood psychic spirit medium / energy worker. You're not going to do that. You're going to go and get it set so the body can heal itself. Now, you may call me afterwards and say, Brian, how can I figure out the energy that has kept me tumbling over my feet so that I keep breaking my arm or my hip or whatever? And then we can talk. Because I can help you with the vibrational frequencies. I can help you with the spiritual energy surrounding the issue that is happening within the physical body. So that when that energy or environment is created, the physical body will have a much easier time of healing itself. But I am not giving you a healing. I've had this other thing happens often to me. I'll have somebody come to me and say, I've tried Reiki, I've gone to doctors, I've gone to specialists, I've gone to this person, I've tried this type of healing work and that type of healing work and another type of healing work, and nothing has worked. Nothing has helped. I still have this issue. So what does that tell us? When we've tried everything, there's somebody else wanting to come in. When we've tried everything we can to heal something, and we still haven't achieved that state of health that we're looking for, the shift in energy that we're looking for, what is that telling us? Now, if you haven't been to the doctor and this person and this person and this person, well, maybe that's what it's telling you. You need to take a trip to, I have a broken tooth. It's been there for a while. And I keep refusing to go to the dentist to get it fixed. It annoys the heck out of me. And one of these days I'm going to get it fixed. But I haven't done that yet. And I'm not trying to do energy work on it every night. Now, it doesn't hurt me. It's a little annoying. I get like stuff stuck in there and stuff. Why am I talking about myself? Because I always embarrass myself. But I am in a space of readiness for the healing when I'm ready to go to the dentist and go through that whole process. And then on an emotional level, I'm not there yet. So I haven't done it yet. So I have to get into that environmental space to allow that energy to come through. What is it that's blocking me from getting there? And that's what I'm going to show you how to do, is figure that out, okay? So what part of the body has the greatest impact on how it operates, on how it heals? Everybody's saying the brain, right? Maybe. The heart, maybe. All of those have contributing factors to how the physical body runs itself, okay? So what controls the mechanism of the brain or the heart? You can loop back on that and say the body. The heart, the blood flow, the cells. What feeds the cells? The smallest part of our body. Oxygen, the breath, nutrients. This is where the chemical compounds that come in through pharmaceuticals or through vitamins, those are feeding the body nutrients and creating an environment that's going to shift the health of the physical body. So these are some of the factors that we're looking into this, okay? Each cell is a living, breathing organism that is feeding off of oxygen, water. How many people really hydrate themselves? Look how cool my purple cup is. I'll leave it like this, my purple cup. How is the body being fed? So water, are you drinking enough water? Oxygen, are you breathing deeply? What is it that you're bringing into your lungs? Are you deep breathing? My boyfriend, yes, I have a boyfriend now, was teaching me deep breathing exercises. And I was like, he was telling me to breathe into the pelvis. And I was like, what? I thought the diaphragm was the lowest I was supposed to breathe. And he brought a whole new dimension to my breathing that I didn't even realize was happening. How many people, when you get stressed out, you hold your breath? I do it all the time. I'll be working, okay, and I do a lot of computer work, so I'm on a screen a lot, and I'll literally, when I'm nervous or anxious, I'll literally feel myself freeze up. I just freeze, and all of a sudden, I just stop breathing. I just stop breathing. Why did I stop breathing? Because of my anxiety about something. All right. These are the types of things that affect the cells in our physical bodies. Are you exercising enough? Are you getting the right foods and nutrients into your physical body? These things are all important and part of the puzzle. And I'm not discounting any of those things that people do. That's all part of this healing process. It is putting the body into an environment that is conducive to the body's regenerating itself in better and better ways. Okay? So, what controls the cell? The nucleus. What controls the nucleus? DNA. What controls DNA? The proteins that affect which strands are activated. That's as far as I could go in my biology lesson. When I started asking what controlled that, it kind of looped back on itself again. And I'm like, oh, this is the God question, I think. The what is controlling the what. And then that brings us back to this brain, the thought forms, the energy, the spirit being that is existing within us, that is animating this life form, which continues because of the breath. What? We're born in water. We need water and oxygen to survive. We connect through source energy, through the breath, through breathing. These are the physical things. And then the nutrients, what we introduce to the environment inside our body, is also affecting our health. All of these things. And these are the things that I am not an expert in. So go to your nutritionist, go to your doctors, go to your gym, go to your nature and walk and breathe. Those are the things that are helping to create the environment that you want for your physical body. 3 things. We're missing the 4th. We've got water, we've got oxygen, we got nutrients. I said physical environment, but there's another environment that affects the physical body, and that's the spiritual environment. Okay? And the spiritual environment is largely created through our thoughts. Ding, 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 ding. Which we have control over. We have access to what we're thinking, and we have access to how it is affecting our physical body. Now, a lot of people don't like to hear that either. I can't change my thoughts. This is how I feel. I say it too. I'm right along there with you guys. I say it too. But you can make choices about how you think, and you can make choices about the energy that is surrounding you in your body. Okay? And this is the spiritual work that can be done. This is the vibrational work that can be done. And this is the energy healing work that can be done. Okay? We are attempting to shift discordant vibrational frequencies that we've introduced into our body-mind field complex that may be blocking the energy. I love this light, the way it's coming in over here. I didn't even do that on purpose. When I turned it on, it was just like this. And that's what I'm seeing this is we have access to this energy, but I'm over here and I need to be like right here, allowing it to flow. We have access to this energy. We have access to this light. We have access to this flow. unless we have a big mass of something that's blocking it. Unless we have a big mass of discord that's blocking the flow of that energy. And we don't have access to it. So what came first, the chicken or the egg? Here's the question. Did our discord create the environment in our physical body that then turned into a dis-ease state? Whatever it could be, whatever it may be. And my answer to that question from a spiritual perspective would be yes. Because my belief is that anything that is made manifest in the physical body is an extension of our thoughts. And that in turn is an extension of our spirit being. But the good thing about that is our spirit being knows the perfect blueprint of our physical bodies. And when we are clear enough to receive that energy, our high self will resonate to the perfection of our physical body. Then all we have to do is create the environment for that perfection to be made manifest. Y'all, this is big. If we can get into that state of alignment with who we are, clear this discord that's blocking that blueprint, the perfected energy of our high self and our beingness physically, emotionally, and spiritually, we can allow our physical body to then be in a state of energy that is producing an environment that is conducive to healing. Are you getting this? Are you getting all the pieces? Okay? But that doesn't mean we can just stop drinking water and breathing. Okay, I've connected with my high self. I have the perfected blueprint of my body. Now I'm going to hold my breath. I'm going to die. Y'all, I'm going to die. Somebody save me. Why? Because I cut off one of the things I need. I need water. I need oxygen. I need nutrients. I need a physical environment that's conducive to life and living. I can't throw myself in a fire and expect that, I'm not Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That, maybe there is a way to do it. But I haven't found the space where I can do that. I'm making these extreme points to point out that this is about creating an environment and that you have to have all the pieces to the puzzle. You can't just do the energy healing work and expect the three other pieces of the puzzle to come into alignment. Now, it may be easier to get the water, the oxygen, and the nutrients you need when you're in a space of energetic alignment. It may be easier for the body to find what it needs to heal itself if you're in a space of spiritual energetic alignment. Are you hearing this? It's going to be easier for the body to find what it needs. But just being in alignment vibrationally, spiritually, energetically does not mean you're automatically going to be healed. We're setting up environments so that the energy that you seek has a much greater capacity to provide you with the healing that you're seeking, or to provide the environment for the body to heal itself. So important. So important. I'm going to tell on Michelle a little bit. She's not here, but she's here in spirit. And she sent me a photo, and I didn't bring it tonight. We're working on energy empowerment sprays. that actually have the essences of a lot of Fred's healing vibrational frequencies in them. And they will go on certain points of the body, the palms of the hands. They're really, really great essences. Fred used to have a whole line that he used himself. But on this picture, she had at the bottom titled, I hope she doesn't get mad at me for saying this, healing sprays. And I was just like, Michelle, these are not healing sprays. Please take that word off. This is, I said, alignment, empowerment, energy clearing, but we are not healing anybody. We're not healing anything. I'm going to spray you and heal you. That'd be great. But that's not how this all works. That's not how this three-dimensional physical reality works. That we're here to build things, three-dimensional hard things. We wanted to create buildings and hammer in walls and all of those types of things. So that's part of the reason why we have this physicality that we do. All right. So in your spiritual environment, your only work as a healer is then to create a space for your client where you are seeing them in the perfected energy of who they are. Perfected energy of who they are. Okay, so I want to ask this question. Did Jesus heal anybody? Most Christians are going to say yes. Jesus touched people and they automatically were healed. They went, and whatever condition they had was gone. Even if that was the case, the body was still doing the healing. But from my perspective, what Jesus did and what we are charged to do is to see the perfection in everyone and to hold the vision of their perfection so strongly that even they cannot see their imperfection. And that's what Jesus did. Through the love that he had for humanity, he was able to hold the vision of someone's perfection so intensely that all they had to do was touch him, and they took on the vibrational frequency of that perfected vision and became healed. Their body spontaneously healed. Because of that power. Does prayer heal? This is where I go to this again. God, please, 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 please let such and such a person be healed. And then God's sitting up there with a not sure that one deserves it this week. Absolutely not. That's not how it works. That's not how it's happening. There's a multitude of reasons and why energy healing exists. And prayer is not about asking God to bestow healing upon someone. Prayer is about seeing someone in their perfected vision of the healthiest being that they can be. That's what prayer is about. Prayer is about seeing someone in that perfected space of being, and therefore creating a vibrational environment for them to receive the healing. This is really, really important because I'm not saying that prayer doesn't work. I'm saying that the way prayer needs to be utilized is as a way of projecting energy of perfection to the person you are attempting to offer an environment of healing for. So when somebody asks you, pray for Aunt Nessie who's going through some heart issues, then what are you doing in that space? I'll tell you, okay, so let's go through what people normally do in that space. About half the people are like, oh, poor Aunt Nessie, she's really going through it. That's not helping her at all. But that's what most of the people are doing. Wow, another heart surgery? Doesn't that make 3 now? It's like, that's not helping. God help this poor woman out. No, this is not benefiting anyone. People put a little heart on the Facebook post, No. What are you doing in that moment to really add energy to that space? When I see something pop up, this is what I'm doing. I'll send a little heart hug emoji or say sending. And then this is what I do. I stop for a moment, take a deep breath, come into alignment, and then instantly visualize the perfected beingness of whoever this is. And I usually just see it as shining golden light. That's how I visualize it. Because I may not even know what this person looks like. So I'm just visualizing this shining, perfected golden light body. Okay. And then I do my little PVH tricks, but not until after I've seen the perfected alignment of who they are. Because that's more important and more powerful than anything else. If I'm not seeing the perfected alignment of who they are, then nothing else I do is of value. Nothing. I have to be able to see the perfection of who they are. Otherwise, all I'm doing is contributing to the disease state. What? Yes. If all you're focused on is what's wrong with that person, then the only thing they're receiving is energy that's enhancing the discord that's creating the disease state in the first place. And I would say maybe 50% of the people that are praying for someone are not praying, they're worrying for someone. Are you hearing that? It's a big difference. Are you praying for them? Or are you worrying for them? And if you're praying for them, the only benefit that you have is to see the perfected energy of who they are. So that's the first thing I do. I visualize them in golden light as the perfected being of who they are. And then I send out my little codes. Now, what are these codes and frequencies that I'm sending? All right, so let's get into that a little bit. If every pain or ailment in the physical body is a type of resistance, then that energy of resistance is what creates a physical disease state in the body. Okay? So according to what I've learned and what I believe from a spiritual perspective is that any disease state, dis-ease state in the physical body comes from a form of resistance. And resistance creates pain in the physical body. And then that resistance, as it is held over time, can then create a dis-ease state. So what creates resistance in our lives other than our thought forms? Our state of being, thought forms, what we think about our lives, what we think about what's happening. We can either be in a place of moving toward alignment in our thoughts, or we can be in a place of resisting everything that's happening. I don't like going to the dentist. So I've had this broken tooth for a while because of my resistance. It's ridiculous, Brian. I even have insurance. Just using that as an example, personal example of resistance. Okay. Let me give you another really good example. I had someone ask earlier, I think it's on our list of clearings that we're going to do about the eyes. And I had, this was about 2 years ago. I had a situation where suddenly, I don't know what caused it. I don't know why, but I couldn't read. And everybody, oh, you're just getting older, and the eyes are going. And I just was not going to accept that. I'm like, no, this is weird. It felt like overnight. And suddenly I couldn't even read what was on my screen. And, maybe my eyes didn't strain. I don't know what the situation was, but I got into a place of fear about it. And it got worse and worse and worse. And what I recognized is, Brian, you're in a state of fear. And that state of fear is not conducive to being in vibrational alignment with the health and well-being that I was seeking. So the first thing I did was I went to see an eye doctor. And I had him test my eyes, and I had him get me, the perfect prescription for readers and all of that stuff. And I was relieved. After I did that, there was just this sense of, it's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. I'll have these little glasses, whatever. So the deal that I got, they had to send the prescriptions in, and it was going to take a couple weeks for them to come back. This was 2 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago. By the time the glasses came back, my eyes were fine. Completely fine. I have not used them since, except every once in a while when something is really, really tiny. I'll say maybe once every 2 or 3 months. Literally, I could not see anything for months. And within 2 weeks of having this relieved state of being, and out of my fear, whatever that fear was brought on by that fear, and my eyes have cleared up, and it's been 3 years now, and I haven't needed them at all. And these are the types of things that we can start when we start practicing these vibrational techniques. And I did some clearing work too. But when we practice these vibrational techniques to clear the discord out and shift the thought focus, then the body is then in a state or an environment of well-being, so that it is easier to receive or to heal itself. We're going to stop using that word, receive a healing, because that's not what's happening. Okay. So every pain or ailment in the body starts as a form of vibrational resistance. Resistance is created through thought forms. Thought forms are energy. Okay. This resistant energy is a wave pattern. All right. And that's what PVH is attempting to flatline. Okay. So we utilize vibrational frequency, we utilize sacred geometry, and we utilize the power of breath to transmit vibrational frequencies that are waveforms. And these waveforms are the opposite of the waveforms of the discord that is entering our physical body and creating the resistance. So the idea with Phoenix Vibrational Healing is that as we transmit these waveforms, we're flatlining that wave, and we're clearing it out of your body-mind field complex, and therefore creating an energy environment that is more conducive for healing energy for whatever particular area it is that you have going on. So this is particularly helpful for people who keep going to the doctors and having the same issue over and over and over again, and are not able to receive the health or healing aspects that they're wanting from that. Maybe this missing piece is the vibrational component, is the spiritual component, is the energy component. So that's where we step in as energy workers, as energy healers, in order to provide that piece of the puzzle. And that may be just enough to allow that person to then receive the information, the nutrients, the energy that the cells need in order to bring back the state of being that the person is seeking. Okay? So our idea here is to create an environment of health and well-being from a spiritual perspective. Okay? Y'all go to the gym, go to your nutritionist, go to your doctors, even take your pharmaceuticals if you're being guided to. That may be the thing that ticks the box in your physical environment that helps. But you want to get the spiritual environment in order as well, because it's also a piece to the puzzle. Everything is a piece to the puzzle. Don't forget any of the pieces. You can't just rely on the energy healing work, and maybe not just the cast, especially if you break a lot of bones. It's got to be something going on energetic, or most likely. And that's what we can step in and help with. And I know I'm gonna be way over time. I'm almost at 9 and we haven't even done any of the clearings. But we will get to those, because I'm going to take you through them, an example to you how to utilize everything that I'm talking about in a very easy and effective way to shift the energy around you. Okay, so these contributing thought forms, these thoughts about ourselves that are discordant or resistant, can also come from other people. No, don't say that. That person I don't like down the street or at work is sending me curses. And it's got me ailing. Somebody's poking pins in my voodoo doll. My right shoulder's hurting. Pull that pin out. Is that what's happening? Absolutely not. Nothing anyone says about you or towards you or around you can affect you at all. Hear this. It cannot affect you unless you allow it to come in. That curse, that bad word, that person saying nasty stuff about you behind your back cannot and will not affect you unless you draw it in. By focusing on it, by believing it, by thinking about it, by talking about it. Y'all chatting with your friends about what this one did and what that one did and how nasty this one is, and we don't like that one anymore. What do y'all think that's doing to your physical body? That's not a good environment, energy to have around your physical body. I get caught up in it too. I'll say something halfway out my mouth and then I'll say, I need to stop talking about this. I know y'all do it too. Maybe you don't even stop yourself. Gossip is fun. Gossip is fun. Right? Talk about all these horrible things going on and then wondering why our physical body is falling apart. Really? How much time are you spending on the joy, on the love, on the laughter, on the things that feel so good? Why would you spend any time on anything less than that? Oh, it's okay to get it out. Yeah, maybe. Oh, we need to talk about it with our friends and clear it from our thoughts. Maybe. Maybe it helps. But y'all chew on it. You chew and you chew and you chew and you chew, and then something else happens. Oh, guess what this one just did? I got something to tell you. Not conducive environment. Not conducive environment for health and healing. It's not. Okay, so then you pull in some of their waveforms because you're talking about them, you're thinking about them, you're hating them a little bit, you're angry with them a little bit, you're annoyed with them a lot of bit, whatever it is. And then you pull all that energy right into your energy field and wonder why you got a sore back. It's all part of it. It's all part of it. You can't take one without the other. You can't believe the good stuff is going to help if you don't believe the nasty talking, gossiping, backstabbing stuff isn't going to hurt. It does, and it will. And if you continue to keep it going, and I'm talking about even the back talk to yourself, how much of our thoughts are beating ourselves up for something we did wrong or not satisfied with who we are. We don't look right. We don't talk the way we think we should talk. We're not as attractive as we think we should be. We're not in the right, work field that we think we should be in. We're not as good as this person or that person, or we're jealous because that person gets it and I don't get it. How much of that is going through our head all the time? A lot. I know it's a lot. And that's all this contributing thought form to the discord. And this is the new element that just came in. These contributing thought forms from ourselves, from others, from everything that we've drawn into ourselves can create these conglomerations through law of attraction, conglomerations of vibrational discord that sit in our energy field. A good auric reader will see it. They'll see the black spot and know, oh, you must be having some shoulder issues. I can see the gunk of darkness there. You can tune into it. Some people can feel it. In PVH, I have people that can go, they don't even use muscle testing. They just go down, oh, I feel it right there. They can feel it and will know where the discord is. Teresa, I think you do that a lot. You just connect in and feel it. And that's what this is. It's this conglomerated energy of discord that comes from all this resistance, both ourselves and that we've drawn in of others. And it sits in these places in the body, and it affects the body's ability to receive the nutrients that it needs, vibrationally and spiritually. And then eventually physically. The disease state becomes manifest in the physical body as that conglomerated energy sits in our body-mind field complex, sometimes for years and years and years. And so then it's finally made manifest in a physical thing, like a backache or a knee pain or something. And then we're like, oh, I need this to go away. And now we got to go to the doctor to figure out the physical stuff that has become manifest, because we let all this other crap build up so much that it finally became a physical thing. That's why people have more physical issues the older they get. Not because they're getting old, because they were lazy about clearing this crap that's been discordant their entire lives. And so as we get older, it's even more important to clear this stuff out. Because we get into these habits of thinking, of talking, of behaving. And what percentage of our day is filled with joy anymore? A lot of times, for a lot of people, it's very little. And then what do? We call it depression. Now it's become our whole lifestyle and even a diagnosis on top of it, because we've actually changed the chemicals in our brain. And now our brain is no longer even producing the chemicals that make us happy, because that's not the environment in which we sit any longer. So am I scolding you a little bit? Maybe a little bit. But I'm right there with you. I'm scolding myself too. Bad, Brian. But we don't want to do that either, because that's part of the problem. Good, Brian. Good, Brian. Loving ourselves is the first key to letting go of all of this resistance, and then pointing that love towards others, even the ones that upset us. find the seed of the heart of love within you to love that person, and find the seed of the heart of love within them to love. And that's what brings the joy and the connection and the environment of health that we're all seeking. Okay, so this energetic ball or conglomeration of discord, one of the ways that I find that in the body is through muscle testing. And this is what I'll teach if you take the PVH course. I'm doing levels 1 and 2 and 3 via Zoom. If anybody's interested, January, February, March, check the dates out on my website. This will be the last time I teach this course as a full 1, 2, 3 certification. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to just do one-off classes and teach PVH as a healing method, but I'm not teaching the course for certification. So if this is something you want to do, this is your last chance to do it. And I'm providing that through Zoom. You can check it out on my website. The link with all the dates are on there. But I'll teach you muscle testing. I'll teach you how to go through the body and find these energy fields of discord. Your physical muscle will actually test weak when you get into it. This is why Teresa can feel it. She's feeling the energy in her body. There's something within her body that can sense that discord and feels it right away. I do the muscle test and I'll get a break, or my body will go weak when I get to that point. So then you found this discord, this conglomeration of energy, thought forms, whatever it is, and there are several ways to clear it. Okay? The first way to clear it is by blowing codes on it, which is what I do with PVH, okay? So we've got the waveform of the discord, and I'll teach all of this in the PVH course if you take it. There's a waveform of the discord, and then you've got the counter code frequency of that discord, and when they come together, it flatlines. So I'm gonna blow codes at that and flatline that energy. Now, the new way that just came through in a channeling session 2 days ago is to find a ball of golden light that is the exact opposite of that dark conglomerated energy. And when you combine the two together, that gold light energy collapses the dark energy. It's golden light. It's not white light. It's golden light. There's reasons for that, but it'll take me another hour to explain all that. And just like there are sponsoring thought forms for the discord, there are energetic beings, angels, saints, gods, goddesses that can be sponsoring thought forms for the gold that collapses it. So now we're going full circle back to prayer. I'm asking my guides, angels, spiritual helpers to find and create the golden light energy that is the opposite to this discord that I have within my physical body, so that we may collapse it together. And you can see that energy come through. When I shut my eyes, I could just see this ball, because I got something going on right now. I'm about to collapse for myself. I can see that gold ball of energy. Instantaneously gone. I didn't have to pull my codes and do my 99610 and all that stuff I normally do. I took the gold light, the discord, collapsed them together, and it cleared out the energy. I can feel it. There was a tinge in my back, and I could feel something coming in, and I knew that was some discord I pulled out just by talking about it, because we were talking about stuff, and I activated the energy of it. Y'all, this is all connected. It's all connected. Boom, 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 right down the line. Okay. Okay, then you add on top of the sponsoring thought forms, you go to a doctor and then they diagnose you with a condition, and now it's been certified. And if the condition is uncurable, then it's really certified. And there is no uncurable condition within the physical body. Abraham, the energy that Esther Hicks channels, was asked the question, if we can heal from any condition, then why haven't people grown back their limbs? And Abraham's answer to that question is because nobody believes that they can. It's huge. That's really big. Now, you might believe that someone can create a mechanical arm for you that's connected to your brain that you can actually move. And yes, they are working on that. A guy I dated a few years ago is actually working on that, actively working on creating bionic arms that are attached to the brain so that you can think and the arm will move. It is almost happening because we've created this environment where we believe anything is possible. And so anything becomes possible. And more and more and more and more. And the more the scientific community starts opening up to the spiritual aspects of how this all works, there will be an explosion of possibilities for health and healing and you know, living to 1,000. Not that I'm sure any of us want to do that. Maybe a few of us. You're creating the environment for the healing. Okay. So then how do we clear these things? And I'm going to go through this list, and I have quite a long list of ailments that people have sent to me. And we're going to start doing these clearings because we're already almost, yeah, we are at 9. So I told you I would go over. I knew that I would. So let's talk about how we're going to do the clearings. Okay. And some of you sent ailments. Some of you sent some stuff that was for other people. And we're going to try to get through as many specific things as possible, just as examples. But this is the modality that I'm going to give to you for free. Some of you donated. I really appreciate that. Those of you who didn't, my donation button is on the top of my bio page on my website. If you feel that tonight was valuable for you, please consider donation. I do have to pay bills. But I'm going to give you this energy healing modality because I believe it's so important. Okay? And it's easy because anyone can do it. So you're going to visualize in your mind whatever the ailment is that you have an issue around. Okay? And you're going to, if you want, see the discord, the dark energy, whatever it may be, and you're just going to visualize it there. See it there, see the ailment, see the dis-ease state, see the discord around it. Okay, so you say to Brian, well, I don't visualize very well, and I don't see things very good, and my imagination isn't very sharp. So then I just want you to think about a black ball of goo. Okay, that's fine too. And you can just imagine or think about the idea of that being in this right hand. Okay. And then if you're able to visualize the discord in the space where it exists in your physical body or in your friend or the one that you're attempting to do healing work with, you can go ahead and visualize that there and put it in your right hand. Then we're going to ask, Creator of all that is, because this is the terminology I use in PVH. You can use God, you can use spirit guides, you can use angels, angelic helpers, beings of light, whatever feels good to you. Oh my gosh, I can already feel this in my hand. I can already feel it in my hand. I haven't even asked for it. The intention is enough. Give me the gold light of sponsoring thoughts that are the opposite of this dark, gooey ball. I can feel both of them in my hand. I can feel the heaviness of this, and I can feel the power and the energy of this. And you can do the same thing in your mind's eye. You can hold your hands up just like me if you want, and feel that energy between the two. And what you're going to do is you're going to collide your gold light ball with the dark discordant black ball and neutralize it. And I just can see it shift out. It just neutralizes. Particles neutralize. Okay, so then some people are going to say, what do you do with all those particles? We don't want any discord particles. That's no longer discord. You've already neutralized it. There is energy left. So then you can do the violet flame through the room and call that energy down back as blessed love, blessed love, blessed love, blessed love. This will be the simplest, most effective energy healing tool that you can utilize. And you didn't have to take 3 apprenticeship programs with me, 3 levels of PVH to figure that out. Very simple technique. And Fred just downloaded it to me 2 mornings ago. Very easy technique to help clear these discordant spaces within the body. Okay? All right. So let's talk now to go on a deeper level. All right. That's the creating healing 101 energy. That's the easy, simple tool. If that's all, if you got that and you got that well, you can go. Take that home with you with everything that I taught you and utilize that whenever you can. All right. But if you want to go even deeper, if you want to find the nuances of what and why and how this all works, then stay and sign up for my PVH course. And if you've already had PVH, sign up again and I'll give you half off if you want to go through it again with me. Okay. So how do we clear? The first thing is to acknowledge your own resistance. All right. I gave you the clearing tool first because we're over time, but I want to talk about each piece. You need to acknowledge that you're a part of this, that it's your thoughts, that it's your belief, that it's your resistance. If you just sit back and say, oh, well, I've done everything I can do, I'm the happiest person in the world, you are not, liar. You're not, liar. I know people who claim they've done everything. No, they have not, because they wouldn't be in this physical state of being if they had. So I know you're not telling the truth when you say that. So acknowledging your own contribution, your own resistant thoughts, your own negative thinking, your own back talking about yourself, your own talking about other people, your own fear, your own anxieties, all the distress that you have going on, you have to acknowledge that it's there. Because if you're not acknowledging that it's there, then how do you clear it? Or even if you do clear it, it's all just going to come right back. You'll be doing this ball clearing thing every day because you keep creating the same thought forms that created the discord in the first place. It's a loop. That's why people will get a healing and then the same thing comes back again because they've reintroduced the original conditions that created the dis-ease state in the first place. So personal acknowledgement that of the thoughts that you've contributed to it. And this magical golden book, Heal Your Body by Louise Hay, which actually takes you through each ailment and gives you the emotional component to that ailment. And then gives you a powerful affirmation that you can integrate through PBH to help shift your thoughts around the possible cause or emotional condition that created the dis-ease state in the first place. Now, do I believe that every single one of Louise Hay's attributes are correct? I think for some people they are, but you may have an ailment and look this up and it doesn't resonate with you at all. Then that means maybe it's caused by some other thought forms. That's okay. I'm not saying this is a Bible, but this is a tool, a really good tool to use. Louise Hay's Heal Your Body. So it's probably backwards for you guys, but it's easy enough to remember. And so you are recognizing the aspects of your own beingness. And this is the other thing that I find happening a lot with people that are very spiritual, is when they have an ailment, their first thought is not, what am I thinking that's contributing to this? Their first thought is, who's doing this to me? Who's sending me out bad juju and causing this ache in my body? No. It all starts here first. It's all here first. What have you pulled in from those beings out there? If somebody's shooting negative energy at you and it's causing you a physical ache, you pulled something in through your thoughts. You focused in on something and allowed that to be drawn in. Stop pointing the finger back out there. This is also about taking responsibility for your own vibrational healing work. Well, I went to this practitioner and they didn't do anything. And I went to this practitioner and I couldn't figure it out. You know what happens to me a lot? Somebody will come into my office for energy. I've been doing this for years. They'll come into my office for energy healing work. I'll do a full chakra alignment. I'll get them all cleaned up. I'll go through and clear out all their, discord and energy spots, flatline this, flatline that, clear all that out. They go couple weeks later, take a vitamin or go to somebody else, and suddenly that works. And they give that the credit for the healing and completely dismiss all this vibrational work that happened. Now, that may have been the target piece, the last piece of the puzzle, but the vibrational energy work was a really important part of that. Now, I give up trying to convince people of this a long time ago. And I just do what I do, knowing that it's going to help them in the long run. But it's got to be part of a package of things that are happening. And sometimes it's the energy work that opens the person up to receive the vitamin or to get the advice to go to this doctor or that doctor that they may have been closed to had they not had the shift in the vibrational energy. It's all really important. Okay. Then recognizing the other's contribution and your connection to drawing that contribution in. Then clear your thought forms and clear the thought forms of others. And one of the good ways to do that is cutting ties. If you've had a connection with somebody that you feel a lot of discord with, cut the tie. Because we have energetic bonds and ties to people. And when you cut that energetic bond and tie, it helps with that vibrational frequency of discord that may be coming from another energy field. And again, only because you're asking for it or drawing it in somehow, or maybe because you have this vibrational tie. Cut that tie. Okay, then clear your resistance to the emotional state of being. Okay, so let's pull one of these up here so you can see what I'm talking about here. Okay, we had pulled this down here. Okay, somebody was talking about eyes and having issues with the eyes. So in Louise Hay's book, the eyes have to do with the capacity to see clearly. to see and understand clearly. All right. Now, this is a vibrational component. Remember, whatever is happening physically, we have no control over that when we're working with energy. But we can deal with whatever that vibrational component might be that's contributing to that. And in this case, it may be the capacity to see clearly, to truly see and understand what your path is, or to clearly see and understand your spiritual involvement, to truly see and clearly understand your progression forward, whatever it might be. And so then understanding, for me, when I was having the issues with my eyes, what I recognized is I was having a fear of growing older. I mean, that was the main thought behind the, oh my God, I can't see anymore. It was this fear of growing older. And so when I went to get the glasses and I did the clearing work that I did, my capacity to see clearly shifted. Suddenly I recognized I'm going to be okay. Everything's fine, and that I had a spontaneous healing. And when I say spontaneous, 2 weeks, however long it took for the glasses to come in, because I didn't need them anymore. The physical body was able to shift because I created an environment within my physical body, energetically, vibrationally, spiritually, that allowed for that to happen. Now, would have I used the glasses if I needed to? Of course. And I still do when something like small print comes up and I can't see it. I'm so happy to have that pair sitting there if I need it. I don't beat myself up when I do need it. Oh, you can't see that tiny small print. You're getting old. I hear this all the time. Oh, I'm getting old. I can't see. I can't remember. Stop saying that. Stop reinforcing that sponsoring thought form. Oh my gosh, what do you think about these pharmaceutical commercials on TV? Sponsoring thought form after sponsoring thought form, just bombarding people. It's horrifying to me. And it's out there. And I know that some people are really, really vulnerable to that energetically. Okay, so then you integrate I see with joy and love. All right, so let's do this. Anybody with eye issues, we're just going to integrate this affirmation. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, pulling up the discord around the eye sockets is what I'm seeing. And this is vibrational. Remember, we're not doing anything physical here. This is all vibrational, spiritual work that we're doing. We're asking for the gold light of sponsorship, sponsoring thoughts that are the opposite of the discord. We're asking for that to be made relevant. Creator of all that is energetically imbibing that golden ball of light with the opposite energy of this discord. And it collapses. Now that energy field of discord is now gone for anyone that was tuned in to that clearing. Does that mean it's gone forever? It's gone forever if the person who had the issue doesn't reactivate the thoughts again. But once you reactivate the thoughts, then you just build the layers of discord up again and again and again and again, and then it needs cleared again. Are you understanding this and how it works? Now we're going to integrate an affirmation. I see with joy and love. This is the affirmation that you want to have embedded in your being in order to produce the spiritual environmental energy around your eyes to see as clearly as possible with them. I see with joy and love. Creator of all that is, I'm asking for the codes needed in perfect order of priority in order to integrate this affirmation I see with joy and love into these body, mind, feel complexes that are asking for this energy clearing at this time. I ask that this be done now fully and completely. So be it we are thanking thee, and so it is done now. Three, four, three, intensify, magnify. Thank you, creator. Well, this anchor lock, seal, and breathe. Remember the importance of the breath in the nose and out the mouth. Do that several times to integrate that affirmation. Okay, this is 3 weeks worth of classes that I'm kind of blowing at you in 1 hour tonight. But if you want the details of how all of this works, what the codes are, what the frequencies are, why we're collapsing light, how we're collapsing light, what is this doing? All of this is taught in the PVH course. Okay, and I will take you through the steps of integration. How do you integrate affirmations? Why does blowing codes actually integrate an affirmation into your body, mind, feel complex? It's all about waveforms. It's all about frequencies. It's all about energy. And that's what we're doing with this work. Okay, so I'm going to go through a bunch of these in a row. Oh, I want to do lung chakras separate. Okay, so we talked about lung chakras, and the idea behind the lung chakras is, if you're familiar with the chakra system in the body, it's basically balls of energy that exist in all the major centers of your body. You may have seen diagrams. I had one posted on one of my posts earlier this week. So these are balls of light, and they exist right above the head, the third eye, the throat, the heart. Solar plexus is just above your belly. Then the sacral is on your pelvis, and then the root is right on your bottom. And then the Earth Star chakra, which sits below our feet. That's the main chakra system. That is the main energy alignment of vibrational frequencies that connect the physical body to the spirit body. And these all work, as we said earlier, as a way of bringing vibrational vitality to the body, mind, feel complex. So this is how the high self is bringing that energetic blueprint into the physical body to create the perfect body blueprint that exists for you, the perfectly healthy body. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to blow codes through your whole entire body, mind, feel complex in order to align those chakras. So everyone should be in a stance of receiving, whether you're watching this live now or you're watching the recording. Your arms should be uncrossed. Your legs should be uncrossed. I usually hold my palms up like this on my lap. You don't have to lift them up, but just leave them open on your lap. And that way you're in a state of receiving the energy of the vibrational frequencies as they come. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to align, we are going to clear, and we are going to activate your chakra system. And that's those balls of light that I just talked about. Creator of all that is, I'm asking for the codes needed now in perfect order of priority in order to cleanse, clear, align, and activate the chakra system in all of these body, mind, feel complexes at this time. I ask that this be done now fully and completely. So be it we are thanking thee, and so it is done now. 343, intensify, magnify. Thank you, creator of all that is, anchor, lock, seal, and breathe in the nose and out the mouth. Do that several times. Big, deep, clearing breaths. Remember, the breath is one of the three of the three of the physical major attributes to cell life. And the fourth is the spiritual vibrational energy that we're talking about and doing right now. So when you breathe in and do that clearing breath, you're actually bringing breath of life into your body, which is also connected to this spiritual chakra system that we're talking about. This is how the spiritual body and the physical body connect, through the breath. The spirit attaches to the physical body in the first breath. The spirit leaves the physical body in the last breath. All of that is part of this process. Okay, so then the lung chakras also and organs also have chronic energy centers that can get congested and need to be cleared. A lot of people have been dealing with COVID again. A lot of people that have had COVID before had chakras in the lungs that collapsed. And this is what's creating coughs. This is what's creating the longevity of the coughs. Another thing that is happening is throat chakras are being shut down through this dis-ease state. And this is about speaking your truth. This is about clearly speaking who you are. So if anybody has issues with the lungs, and now I'm going to start, I'm going to start coughing as I talk about it. If anybody has issues with their lungs, coughing, or throat pain that hasn't gone away or continues to go, this clearing is for you. Creator of all that is, I'm asking for the codes needed in perfect order of priority in order to open, clear, activate, and align the lung chakras in these body-mind field complexes at this time. I'm also asking that you clear, activate, and intensify the throat chakra in these body-mind field complexes at this time. I ask that this be done now fully and completely, so be it. We are thanking thee, and so it is done now. Flipping you around to the backside for the backside of the lung chakras. 343, intensify, magnify. Thank you, creator of all that is. Anchor, lock, seal, and breathe in the nose and out the mouth. Do that several times. Good. Good. Okay, so now that we've done the full chakra alignment, we're going to do these little ball clearings for these other issues that people have texted in that they're having. And then I'm going to tell you what the issue is. We're going to talk about the emotional cause, which is directly taken from Louise Hay's Heal Your Body. And then I'm also going to throw in Louise Hay's affirmation for those clearings. So the first thing we'll do is clear the issue, the discord around the issue. We're not clearing the issue, okay? We're clearing the discord that is creating the environment around the issue, all right? And then once that is cleared, then we'll integrate the affirmations, all right? So let's go through each one of these. The spine. I've had a couple people talk to me about the spine, issues either in the spine itself or different parts of the spine. Now, in Louise Hay's book, this is such an incredible resource. She actually has a diagram at the back that shows the spine and the body and gives you exactly the number and then what the issues are related to the number. It's an incredible resource, okay? And if you know PVH, or if you take the PVH course, you can actually go through and muscle test each one of these to find out what the issue might be, okay? So we're going to do a very general clearing because we don't have, this would be an hour-long appointment. If somebody wants an appointment with me, I'm happy to take you through each one of these little areas. But for this little free session, we're going to go as general as we can and just give you as much clearing as possible in the space and time that we have. So the spine is about flexibility and feeling supported by life. So ask yourself those questions. Where am I not feeling supported? Where am I not feeling flexible? Am I shutting myself off to some sort of support or help from others around me? There's a lot of questions you can ask around this. And then the integrated energy or affirmation for that is I am supported by life. I am feeling loved and protected and supported as I move forward in my life. All right. So let's see, there's a lower back issue. So that works for that one as well. Those are a little bit different. So for the lower back issue and the spine, we're going to do that clearing. Again, we're pulling, I'm going to do the gold ball of light. We've got the discord in this hand. Creator of all that is, I'm asking for the golden ball of sponsoring thought form that is the opposite to the discord. Clearing that out. Now we're going to integrate I am supported by life. Anybody that wants to tap into this integration affirmation, tap in now. Creator of all that is, I'm asking for the codes needed in perfect order priority in order to integrate the affirmation I am supported by life. Three, four, three, intensify, magnify. Thank you, creator of all that is, anchor, lock, seal, and breathe in the nose and out the mouth. Do that several times. In the nose and out the mouth. Here's a really good one. Someone had mentioned having headaches, deep migraines. Even there's a lot of people who I know will have what they call a migraine headache, where it just sets them off their game, and it's just deep intense pain. And this is really interesting because this is twofold. The first part of this is self-criticism. So anything where you are coming at yourself and are saying negative things about yourself, or feeling poorly about yourself, or maybe feeling like you're not good enough, or you don't have enough ability or talent, or whatever it might be. This is this sort of self-talk that we get in our head. RuPaul calls it the inner saboteur, or the self-saboteur, and it's this idea that we sabotage even our own beliefs and who we are, by feeling that you hear sometimes the imposter syndrome and things like that. You recognizing that your ability to love yourself is one of the major keys to moving forward around this particular aspect. And also fear. And fear is a big one for a lot of energies. It's in fact, it's probably connected to everything on some level. We're getting into details here, but a lot of this is sometimes just very, very general type energy that's creating the discord. So let's go ahead and pull up that discord in this hand. The golden ball of light, creator of all it is, I'm asking for the opposite energy. And we're going to collapse that. Okay, now we can also integrate the vibrational frequency of this affirmation. I love and approve of myself. I see myself in what I do through the eyes of love. I am safe. Let's integrate that affirmation. For those of you that have had issues with headaches, this is a good one for you to integrate. Creator of all that is, I'm asking for the codes needed in perfect order of priority in order to integrate the affirmation. I love and approve of myself. I see myself in what I do with the eyes of love, and I am safe. Three, four, three, intensify, magnify. Thank you, creator of all that is. Anchor, lock, seal, and breathe. Go ahead and breathe in the nose and out the mouth. Do that several times, in the nose and out the mouth. Okay, we're going to do a few of these here in a row. Let's do, there's quite a few joint related ones. So we have elbow, a pain in the elbow. And this is smooth changes in direction. So anything to do with a joint is always about flexibility and movement. The elbow specifically is about a change in direction, or a change in where you're headed. You are going in one direction, and then suddenly things shift and you're headed in another direction. So that's the elbow. Any issues with the elbow? There's one here with the left knee. Okay, knees are always about inflexibility. anything where you're feeling like you're holding on to something and you won't let go, you won't give in, that's inflexibility. And if we're gonna talk about sides, this is another important thing to keep in mind. The left side of the body all has to do with reception and receiving. It's the female side of the body. So if we want to get really nuanced with this, and we're saying, okay, if the knee is inflexibility, not giving in, and this has to do with reception, then it may shift the whole meaning completely, and maybe giving in too much, or not really standing up for what you believe and want. There's ways that you can kind of fine tune it until it fits what's going on with you. Really figure it out. I mean, this book is great, but it's not going to give you the exact answer you need for you. Every person is different. So take what Louise Hay writes in this book and sort of like, okay, how does that fit with me? How does that work with me? Are there situations here in my life where I've been inflexible? Are there situations where I've been too flexible? That can also be a way to look at it. Another person we have is a hip issue, and again, that's a joint. That's where the leg and the right side of your pelvis join. So the hip is a fear of going forward, a fear of movement forward, a fear of moving in a forward direction. And okay, one of the things that has happened with the pandemic is a lot of people got afraid to go forward, because we were basically for about a year for most people and almost 2 years for some people. We were in this pandemic situation where we were basically told to stop. Stop what you're doing, stay at home, don't go out. And so that fear of movement built up in a lot of people. So there's a lot of people that are having joint issues and sort of things that have been left over from COVID that don't have anything to do with the lungs or a virus, but just the emotional ramifications of what everybody experienced and the fear and all of that. So it's not surprising that a lot of people are coming up with different physical issues that are going on. So then we also know, okay, so the fear of going forward is the hip. If it's the right hip, then that's the masculine side of the body. That's the giving side of the body, and that's about really taking big steps. So maybe it's a fear of making big leaps forward, or some, maybe there's a big change and there's a little bit of a fear of that happening, and so the pain is showing up in that body. Right shoulder, I find this one really interesting because this has to do with shouldering your experiences. I mean, you've heard that before. You're carrying a lot of weight on your shoulders, and so this idea of what does the pain in the right shoulder represent are your experiences, what you're shouldering. Are you joyful about them, or does it feel like a burden? And so asking yourself those questions: what are the burdens in my life? What are the areas where I feel like I could have more joy in what I'm carrying, the burdens that I'm carrying? Is my job something that I'm enjoying doing, or does it just feel like a burden, something I have to get done and over with? These are the types of things that can affect you emotionally, that need to be cleared out in order for you to receive that healing, or allow the environment in your body so that it can heal itself. Okay. All right. So we got the right shoulder, we've got the right hip, the left knee, the lower back. Oh, we did the back already, but and the elbow. So we're going to throw those all in the same loop of discord. These are the sponsoring thought forms that created the discord around those areas, and that's in the right hand. And we're going to ask Creator for the golden light energy of sponsoring thought forms that is the opposite in this hand. Oh, y'all, I hope you can feel it the way I can, because I can really feel this. And we're going to collapse. You want to do some clearing breaths in the nose and out the mouth. That's what we do in PVH. I would suggest that as a beneficial thing anytime you do a clearing, and to continue drinking your water in a pretty purple cup. Okay, couple more. Okay, this one is sort of off the physical thing, and this one was depression, which is an emotional state of being but has physical aspects to it. And so I found this really interesting in Louise Hay's book. She says, anger you feel you do not have a right to have, and hopelessness. So these are the emotional components that are contributing to the energetic, vibrational, spiritual state of depression. Okay. So when you clear those out, that doesn't necessarily mean the depression will leave, but it does mean you will have a better chance at getting to that place where the physical body can get the healing that it needs. Okay. So let's clear this energy of hopelessness. And we have the golden light opposite. And we collapse. Do some clearing breaths in the nose, out the mouth. Now, the second step to this, once we've cleared that discordant thought energy, the second step is then to integrate the vibrational frequency of the affirmation. Okay, and you can do this in a lot of different ways. If you don't, blowing the codes, all that stuff isn't necessary. It's part of an energetic tool that I use, but it's not a have to. You can just say this stuff to yourself. Feel it, connect with it. Words are just words, but if you feel the words, then they're going to have some power to them. So that's why we do this, to help you feel these words energetically. This is the integration for depression. The integration affirmation for depression is to say, I now go beyond other people's fears and limitations. I'm not taking on the fears of other people. That's a big one. I'm not taking on the fears of other people. I create my own life, which means you can create your own joy, you can create your own peace, you can create your own satisfaction. Really powerful affirmation. So let's integrate that. Creator of all that is, I'm asking for the codes needed in perfect order of priority in order to integrate the concept of I create my own life. I go beyond other people's fears and limitations. I create my own joy. I create my own peace. I create my own satisfaction. Creator of all that is, I ask that this be done now fully and completely. So be it. We are thanking thee, and so it is done now. Three, 4, 3, intensify, magnify. Thank you, Creator of all that is. See. Okay, go ahead and breathe in the nose and out the mouth. Here's a really good one that I think a lot of people have issues with, and this is the stomach. All right. A lot of people, even myself, I create heartburn, and it's probably because of the foods that I eat before I go to bed. So again, going back to those three elements: water, oxygen, nutrients, those are important. You can't ignore those three and expect I'm just going to clear my heartburn with some vibrational frequency codes. Tums work pretty good too. But that type of energy, as it moves forward, can become more and more and more and more. So when that is becoming an issue, let's look at some of the reasons. Okay, so Louise Hay says the emotional is holding nourishment and a digestion of ideas. And then she specifically says heartburn is related to fear of the new. Very interesting. So when you look at those, and is there something in my life where I'm fearing the new? Am I holding on to the past? Am I clutching in fear? What is going on there? And if you discover that that's happening, then this might be an area that you can figure out, okay, let's clear this thought. Let's clear these thought forms. Let's clear this discord. Let's do it. Let's put it in here. We've got that. I'm pulling it up. I get heartburn quite a bit. I'm pulling it up. I'm feeling it right here. I'm going to pull that up, the discord right here. Now I'm asking Creator for the opposite sponsoring thought forms. What are the opposite sponsoring thought forms? Well, we talked about them here, these affirmations. What's the one for the stomach? I breathe freely and fully. I am safe. I trust the process of life. Love, joy, peace, all of that is in this golden ball of energy that is going to collapse this discord. Do some clearing breaths in the nose and out the mouth. That was a good one. Okay, and now the integration. I breathe freely and fully. I am safe. I trust the process of life. I am safe. How many people have fear that they're even safe? You know, you watch the news, scary stuff out there. You have to feel that energy, and feeling that energy is what puts that body into a state of alignment. Here we go. We are integrating the affirmation. I breathe freely and fully. I am safe. I trust the process of life. Three, four, three. Intensify, magnify. Thank you, Creator, of all that is. Anchor, lock, seal, and breathe. In the nose and out the mouth. In the nose and out the mouth. Good. Ooh, a lot of you had that one. I felt that big shift there. Big shift there. Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna do one more. I have one more, and I didn't have time to look this one up, but this is sciatica, and I'm not even sure what it is. So we're just gonna go with what Louise Hay says here, and we're gonna do our clearing. Okay, interesting. So sciatica is being hypocritical, fear of money and of the future. So dig into what that means. What does that mean for me? Where am I being hypocritical? Where do I have fears? Do I have fears of the future? Do I have fears of money? Do I fear of not having enough money? What is going on for me personally? And if none of those resonate with you, then find what does. Maybe there's something on the side of one of these that makes sense, or you can dig in and feel whatever that is. And then what is the opposite of that? What is the energy of the integration that we want instead? I move into my greater good. My good is everywhere, and I am secure and safe. Okay? So now, what are we doing here with this? We're taking the energy of the discord that created this energetic, vibrational, resistant state of being that then created the dis-ease state, and we're collapsing it. Golden ball of energy, discord. Then you integrate the affirmations, however that feels good to you. Okay, now the next two were for other people. One was a birth blood loss situation, someone that lost a lot of blood when they were giving birth. Okay, now what can we do within that situation? The other one is heart surgery. Someone is going through a situation where they're having their heart worked on. Okay, what is the energy that we want? Are we pulling up discord and conglomerated balls and plopping them together? No, not really. Not in this situation. What we're looking at is what we had talked about earlier, which is the first thing you do when someone asks for prayer, is you visualize and see the perfected beingness of who they are. Okay, So this is going to be one of the last things we do tonight. I am way over time. Thank you for going almost an hour with me over time, which by the time we get done, it probably will be an hour. But this is the last thing. We're going to do two things. I'm going to do this, teach you how to pray. And then we're going to do the alignment, the Merkaba alignment, which is about keeping us all in that state of perfected alignment with creator source energy. Okay, so what I want everyone to do in this situation is we're going to put our two friends who asked this request into our visualizations. The one mother who lost blood during a birth. Now, when you see her, we don't want to think about the fact that she lost blood. We want to see her in the perfected energy of her perfect beingness. Okay? So when you visualize her, don't see her laying in the hospital bed weak from loss of blood. That's not what we want here, folks. You want to see her in her golden vibrational frequency of perfection. The lady who's getting heart surgery, same thing. Visualize her in that golden seat of perfection. Okay, so we have both of them in the center of our circle, our vibrational circle that we're creating. Now, I want you to visualize each and every one of you within that circle, all of us, those of us listening live, those of us listening to the recording later. Visualize yourself in this great big circle with the two prayer requests in the center, and every single one of us is just glowing with golden light, the perfected energy of our beingness, perfected golden energy. And we're just going to hold the space of that energy for a few moments for our two prayer requests and for all of us in this circle. Three, four, three, intensify, magnify, thank you, creator of all days and us. Everybody take a few deep breaths in the nose, out the mouth. Anchor this energy in. Now, the next step is to bring yourself into what I call the Merkaba bubble. And the Merkaba bubble is a pyramid going up and a pyramid going down, completely surrounded in a bubble of golden light energy. And the concept of the Merkaba, and you can look this up on Google afterward if you don't know what a Merkaba is, and you'll see it. It'll be real clear. The concept of the Merkaba is as above, so below, as below, so above. What God wants, I want. What I want, God wants. We are in perfect alignment with creator source energy. Creator source energy is in perfect alignment with me. Creator wants my perfection. I want my perfection. I want my perfection. Creator wants my perfection. And in that bubble of energetic vibrational alignment, nothing can harm us, because we are in that space of alignment with source energy. You could get wiped off the face of the earth and you'd be floating in that Merkaba bubble energetically. And that's all that really matters, alignment with source energy. So don't put up protection, get into alignment. And alignment is your protection. All right, so let's visualize that, and I'm gonna throw the bubble out to you. I like creating the popping noise. I go, when I do my bubble, and I do it 3 times. So that is in my visual, I visualize the pyramid up, the pyramid down, and the bubble surrounding us with those 3 pops. Creator of all that is, I'm asking this time for you to put us all in perfect alignment within this Merkaba bubble as I am creating it at this time for myself and this entire group in this circle tonight. Creator of all that is, I ask that this be done now fully and completely. So be it, we are thanking thee, and so it is done now. Breathe, 4, 3, intensify, magnify. Thank you, creator of all that is. Echo, lock, seal, and breathe in the nose and out the mouth. Perfection. Now, all of us, and I'm going to do a quick muscle test. What is the percentage of life force energy that was traveling through the entire group before our session started? Is more than 50, 60, 70, 61, 62. We were at 62% as a group, life force energy, before this session started. Let's see where we're at now. More than 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95%. We went from 63% to 95% life force energy in the last 2 hours, just from this work that we've done. And if you continue to do this type of energy healing work where you're specifically creating space, meditation is a great tool to do it. There are lots of other ways to come into alignment with source energy, to help clear the mind, to help clear these thoughts. These are just parts. These are just pieces, parts of the tools that we can use. There's so many tools out there.